Another day, another match coming to you live as we are here using the Square Intel and Killer Miles with two pretty scary teams. My bones are shaking. I'm so excited. The unknowns, they live in my mind. Kilo, what are we looking at?
This is maybe the hypest match we have seen thus far in the spring split. Mississippi State, the reigning champions, one of the, not just the gods, they are the god. They slew DePaul, they went all the way through the bracket, and they won. They won handedly, and now they're being challenged because UT Arlington thus far undefeated in EGFC. UT Arlington, they said the one team they are getting excited to face, the one team they think might pose a challenge to them is Mississippi State. So now, going head-to-head, we'll see which of these teams come out on top. Will UT Arlington claim themselves as maybe, the unofficial champion of EGFC in their first split ever? Or will Mississippi State put the new kid in their place? We're going to see that now as it's Curry taking on MIA.
It's Incineroar versus Mario more than anything. And, well, the Mario's already set up. May not have any knockback, but that Incineroar could have lost it so quickly.
Yeah, it turns you around in midair, but Curry with the good awareness to turn around their up B instead. Actually beating out that little situation. Going for a lot of that cape right now. I guess it's a good... I don't know if you can revenge that. I assume you can. There has to be a reason that MIA is using it so much, though.
Maya's just looking to catch them off guard. I think if you build it really early, you get that stock off the Mario and you really don't have to stress too much against a person like MIA, but just notice how Curry is almost getting punished for it.
Yeah, is now cape not going to be a factor here. Instead, they're just trying to catch them with that. Oh, the side B, though, actually whips them right along. But the up smash just out of nowhere, calling out the fact that MIA wants to do these short hop areas.
Yeah, just aren't prepared against it, and I guess neither of them are against each other as we move back into this zero stock percentage, and yet, ironically enough, it's Curry, the Incineroar, who's the one using the combos. Well, strings.
Yeah, that is why you go for the cape at ledge. It hits below ledge, and if you side B in the wrong direction, you're just dead. As now, with a death that early, Curry is at a deficit. MIA goes for it all right there with that gift, but no. Curry isn't going to let you get away with that easily. Now it's your turn to get off ledge.
Curry's got to be so angry, just falling for it after knowing when it's coming out. So they're just looking to try to get that change, but look at the Mario!
Yeah, able to get 71% off of that, and now you're maybe gonna ladder it higher. No, instead, you get suplexed right on up there to the stars. The Revenge getting a little bit of a power up off of that up air. Trying to fish your combos is gonna punish you there, but now you've got to get back onto stage. Tries to hit them with the gimp back air. Oh, the ledge trump, using that cape as a little movement option, just deflecting them, saying no, putting up your hand, stop sign, you're going all the way down into the blast zone, straight into the corner.
I have never been caught so off guard.
I don't think Curry has either. Oh, wait, look at this. Look at this. They're both They're both drop-kicking each other in midair, but Mario's probably the best drop-kick in the game, one of the best back airs in the game in general. And then that cape has a ridiculous amount of disjoint, something that Mario usually struggles with. In characters who recover high, it can be a death sentence.
I mean, at least for me, Incineroar can be that character that you worry about when it comes to getting back on the stage. A lot of that idea is, oh, well, I can knock you off, but how are you going to get back on? It's that idea, and Curry trying to get those revenges really costed them a lot, I would say a lot of time in a good amount of health. But just look at how well, what do you do against that as an Incineroar? I just feel that the cape, it's just so good.
You gotta find a way to recover low and snap to ledge. That was the one time that MIA had to resort to trying to get a push away with the water, but then once you get to the edge, you can't linger on the edge for too long because then you'll get ledge from back aired. But if you pick an option right away, you might roll right into an up smash. So you've got to be careful. Everything that you can do can be punished. That is the price you pay for not playing a high tier with options off a ledge. But Incineroar does afford you the option of these massive punishes right off the bat. 57% on MIA already.
They really just want to try to get that edge. If anybody's mad, it's got to be Curry. And Curry is looking to just at least get a good smash. And however, look at that. MIA more than prepared to play around.
Ooh.
Got a little bit eager, though.
The thing about that up smash, it scoops all the way around back. You arc your back perfectly for that and catches them trying to go for a landing combo starter. MIA being completely stuffed out right now. As again, they try to go for the same mix-up, but hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, that ain't gonna happen. Hey, have a ladder.
These players are so adept. I don't think they often fall for the same mistake a third time. Second, maybe, but that's not what I'm looking forward with. Look at that. We see the grab, throwing them back. And now MIA playing more closer to the edge, and yet Curry able to make them have to play this almost dance motion, misses that up. But, I mean, MIA is having to play. What's changing about this style? Something just does not feel right.
You know Incineroar's down smash where it jumps up and it's almost like a spot dodge? That's what he's doing with these full hops. He's jumping up out of the way and landing with this nair, and it's a whole lot safer than down smash, I'll tell you that much.
And it's helping out a lot as we see MIA only now having that chance to attempt to smash their opponent, but look at that now being put onto the edge. That was pretty risky. You almost get hit by the cape, and well, at least your recovery manages to go through, lands down, and you get that knee right into the Mario's face.
3 stocks to 1 right now, and Curry looking to hold on to this lead for as long as they can. The back air pressure leaves them unabated. They're doing fine. They're doing dandy as they get the down air pressure on shield as well. The up smash scoop still doesn't kill them.
They're just being launched into the air. Curry still alive, not worrying about too much. We do see the water, not able to do as it does, but the grab is more than enough to just secure that kill. Where MIA has been in this situation, or rather, is more ready to be in this situation. As Curry now playing onto the edge, moves back to the mid stage, and it's just ready to kick anybody in the air. But the Mario, how should they be looking to engage, especially with that revenge up?
Well, you've got to invalidate them. If the revenge is already up, you don't have to feel too bad about feeding another fireball, even though it does make it just that much more deadly. The thing about it is, the fireball pressure on shield is good. It can guarantee a follow-up. But that forward smash, ooh, they really wanted that, but the percent was just a little too high for that to work. Now instead, the revenge is on again.
They're just looking to try to get it to land. But that revenge, it's such a big ability that MIA is more than prepared to go against it. However, look at that, listening to what you said, going low, getting that recovery, but the Mario more than ready to adopt against it, does not respect the revenge, managing to land it, and well, that's a beautiful way to almost send your opponent out into the end.
Yeah, now, ooh, a nice little bit of movement mix-up, getting off the ledge like that. But how are you going to finish them off? Down air, still not going to do it. Incineroar is too heavy for that. You've got to find a throw right here, an up smash, something stronger than that, but instead you're going to eat even more percent by misspacing that. Chance right here, a chance. I've seen MIA 0 to death before.
It's happened, I will agree, but, I mean, they're going up against Curry, a character like Incineroar. It's so easy to kill as that character, and look at that, forcing them onto this edge. They're able to get that recovery, but Curry is holding it so tightly, not wanting to let their opponent get a chance when the side B does not land.
Mixes up a slight bit, not really sure why, but either way, that's going to cost you as now MIA back on stage. Somehow punishes that back air, even with the cross-up, thanks to that nair hitting both sides, all around you. A big old orb around you as they're trying to get this fireball opening. They're knowing that they're not going to go for revenge at this time. They fight the fourth fireball, though. But finally, no!
Wait, no!
Marcus Lariat doesn't do it either.
It's
MIA
just not...
holding onto this with full rage. Think of how much potential they have. Just one little opening. That's all they need. But even with that trade, you're still at 54%. They could both die here. MIA, how are you not dead?
MIA doesn't know death. However, it does seem with a good little spin, you're gonna learn the definition of it. Now, 1-1. They are going all the way in the first match.
Well, here's the thing. That was almost a 3-stock. So the fact that MIA was able to bring it that far back, that's an important sign to me. That says that MIA isn't it's not them getting their soul read or anything. They just needed to tighten up their game plan. Because on the end of the day, when you put these two characters on paper with players of equal skill, Mario's gonna win every day of the week. However, Incineroar was catching them with these knowledge checks a lot of the time. When you don't know that the up smash hits behind you, when you don't know that you can pop up above the ledge like that for a tiny little hitbox, that is what costs you.
I gotta say, you say it best when it goes back to the idea of players of equal skill, or at least similar. It goes down to the minimal knowledge, and Mario is the character you can read like a book. It's so popular that I feel everybody at least knows every type of strategy that can be possible. But MIA put on an amazing performance. Now, though, when going into the last stage, what should we be looking at? Because there was a lot less of the capes or opportunities to use it, and Curry was playing very close to that ground.
This is interesting to me. They're running it back to Town and City, the place where they just lost. And that was Curry's counterpick as well. They both really like this stage. As you can see, immediately taking away space with that invulnerable Darkest Lariat. It's not the best poke tool, but hey, sometimes it just works, as now the combo gets started. 36%, but not extending. That's crucial, but that's an extension that's gonna pay off.
You gotta respect the Incineroar. You go back to the stage where they won, and it seems that they're making a statement because of it. Now, with that very early lead, the Incineroar has the chance to give it... 2 frames. They're not gonna be able to get back on. That's just rude.
Now, Mario's dash attack, an amazing 2-framing tool. It lingers for so long, and it sends you at the perfect angle to be blown away by that flood.
I mean, it works out so well, but Curry's still ready to try to uneven the score. However, MIA playing now closer to the ground, not spending a lot of time in that air. I like it. I'm loving the way that they just roll onto the ground. I'm loving Curry not using the revenges too much, but I'm more loving MIA forcing their opponent into the air.
Yeah, and MIA is a lot more horizontal focused on the stage like this. You're not going to get any ladder combos. You're not going to get a 0 to death like that. No, you're going to push them to the edge of the stage, use Flood, and then once the water pushes them far away, you find the edge guard. However, up smash like that, that's going to hurt you. Even game right now, even as can be. Who's going to get the edge?
So even, and yet my eyes can't leave because I feel if I look at one person more than the other, they may die. It's this pressure that we have. We do see the water, a very big deterrent, but Incineroar spin looks a little bit better than Mario's, able to land and follow up. MIA though, poor soul, not going to be landing back on that spot.
Those sure hop up airs, man. I did not know Incineroar could throw them out that fast. I don't know if MIA did either, as they got caught by that. Nair off a ledge will catch them again. Darkest Lariat, they're off without a resource, but they're able to up B back. Nice little bit of damage. Ooh, and they're able to get the momentum cancel there on that up B. Now, ooh, side B will stack on even more percent.
But that percentage, it's still there, but they are locked. Now both even. It does seem MIA now feels prepared, expecting the revenge. That's a pretty good read, not giving into it. But Curry just doesn't care. Just goes for these simple kicks to your face. But the Mario can do something similar. And is this something famous that we may see?
No, it's not. Not on this stage. No extensions to be found here. But an air dodge off. You've got the Gimp. Oh, and they air dodge away. After they got Gimp, they tried to air dodge in, but Mario caught them in the startup animation of the air dodge. Are you kidding me? MIA with option coverage, the pressure right there goes right in their face and says, no, yeah, let's get a slowdown right here. Oh, that is brutal. That,
I mean, they didn't.
The cape is the hero.
That's so true, and they didn't even have. I don't think they had the jump to even attempt to get that recovery in. So it very was close, but I mean, you've always got to respect the spike.
The drop zone down air. A tale as old as time. You never just wait around there for someone to get you as... Ooh, that reflection still gets me every time. 2 stocks taken by that cape this time. It's with a character as linear as Incineroar, you've got to utilize that. And here's the thing, just because it's diagonal does not mean it's not a linear recovery.
You know, that's a good point to say, but I mean, the Mario, it's as kind of you pointed out, Mario will often win these matchups when that knowledge is not there. When the knowledge was, when the knowledge wasn't there, Curry got away with so much, but when it was there, it just unfortunately did not work out in their favor. And we could see Curry just really wanting to get back onto that stage, having so much fight left in them. But they fall a tiny bit short. Either way, that's still a pretty good matchup for both sides.
Oh, you know it is. As well, that I think sets the tone for this entire night. As I said, UT Arlington is the rising star of the EGFC. I think maybe easily top 10, maybe top 5, potentially top 3. They think they're top 1, but they need to prove it here by beating Mississippi. Not that that immediately says you're the champion. No, you gotta play through playoffs to guarantee that, but it still gives you a foot in the door here.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. After tonight, one of these teams will be able to at least get their power rankings a little bit higher when it comes down to the community standings. But with this next player matchup being Mr. Man versus Phenom, how does that look?
Well, Phenom, I'm just checking on the pronunciation right there, but is a new face to me. They might have appeared on the other streams, but not to me. However, Mr. Man is an institution as old as the EGF itself. They've been running the store as of late. But the ZSS is what they were originally known for. And with those two characters combined, you have a lot of coverage. You've got a lot of confirms. Mr. Man loves to play that range game around the side Bs. And more importantly than that, I think Mr. Man is a great pick because they are looking to avenge themselves. Mr. Man was upset last week against UConn. Of all teams. And, like, not that UConn isn't good. We saw UConn is a new animal this split. However, it's still not the kind of team that you would see Mississippi struggling against. And Mr. Man was the only one to actually drop a full set to them. So they're obviously looking to come back here and now and avenge their name and get a good win over UT Arlington and extend their team's lead.
Yep. With no form of button check, they are just willing to go into it, throwing their fists. It's going to be the fight of the centuries. That's at least the way I like to look at every match. But simply put it, it's only going to be a Roy versus a Fox. Speedsters alike, but one being a little bit more favorited in my own spot. The Fox gets poked a little. They're spending a lot of time jumping at each other, though. Why is that?
Well, obviously, aerials are the name of the game in Smash Ultimate, but the down tilt is still an amazing poking tool, and the quick finisher that is forward smash is always got to be present in your mind. Roy is always looking to kill you from anywhere on the stage, and that's true of any Ultimate character, but Roy actually has the kill power to do it.
Oh, that's a really good point. I mean, the Roy, extremely strong. We see the dance, a little bit of a tango going out, maybe some bachata just trying to come out. Not able to stop the Fox from getting in, but one simple side swipe may cost them out. They're the ones having to recover back in. and it's almost like a small juggle as you just get tossed back and forth. Still able to keep yourself alive is what matters the most, Phenom.
Ooh, grab right here, looking for the double situation, but reads the wrong DI, and that's going to put you in a position to get sent straight up by that up air. Now the pressure on shield once again, but down tilt's in the wrong direction, almost an opportunity, but Mr. Man is too fast with the hitboxes, too fast with the dash back.
I mean, we see the grab, and, well, they're just looking to continue forward. Gets a, I would call that a reset. They just managed to just bring it back to that spot. Though, ooh, that is a kick back to the ship.
Yeah, now, Mr. Man, even stocks, but that little bit of invincibility gave them stage control for but a moment, but not before Phenom was back in there. Goes off the stage to get a falling up air, though? That is an ingenuitive, if not very risky play. Tries to read the low recovery, not going to happen. Instead, Phenom going way above that, but Roy low enough lag to just get right back into the scrap.
But now we see Phenom starting to find room, starting to find the way they want to go. Beautiful side B into the, well, good aerial. We see the parry, beautiful. My favorite word to say in this game, though we don't see either of them getting that good hit in the air. We just see
they're not quite hitting their nair up smashes, and that's something you've got to correct as fast as you can. You can't be missing that confirm right here, as Mr. Man is terrifying to not be able to get your hands on. So many up smashes not connecting, and the tip of the up B kills. I didn't know that could happen.
Well, you know, I think you just gotta expect the unexpected when it comes down to players like these. Though Phenom is now back onto the edge, they don't really care. Going back to the melee days, just able to hit you back into the sky. And now we go back into this neutral, back to this even zone. But I'm wondering, how does the Roy look to get this chance against a character who's just as fast as them?
Well, you've got to utilize these disjoints. They are your best friend. Fox got nothing, just some short, stubby little limbs, and they're good for punching, good for kicking. But in the end, you're not going to get much more than that. You've got to get the opening. Ooh, these dash attacks, you're stuffing them out. The down tilt is one of the best tools for calling out aggressive dash attacks like that.
But look at that. They still force their opponent off the edge. Phenom spending a lot of time just more being tossed around, eventually able to finish off Mr. But without that extra stock as a back play, they're now within the red, forcing their opponent to even up with it. A dance would absolutely kill this Fox, correct?
Oh yeah, but the back air, you know it will just as well. From center stage, the sweet spot will carve through that space animal, and you will get your first point on the board right here. It was hard fought for sure, but in the end, Mr. Man kept their cool and found that back air. Woo!
Man, I was trying to set up for the beautiful dance, some bachata in here, you know, some slide to the left, slide to the right, as they do say. But in the end, it's always going to be the fundamentals that pop out. But that was a pretty impressive showcasing. I think I'm at least more used to seeing this Roy played up against characters that are a bit heavier. So when going up against the Fox, I think it kind of threw me for a loop. But the Fox was a little more reliant when they were down that stock to get it. So what should they do? What is the best way to get an early stock as a Fox? It's just like run.
I mean, the sad truth is, ooh, just that last meaty hit. The two ways that most people get stocks as Fox are the nair up smash, where you have to dash forward a little bit after you hit that nair, a raw up smash like that, or you get up air juggling. That is what Phenom never really got against Mr. Man. You never really got that big damage. You maybe got one up air, but Mr. Man was always spacing perfectly around that with their jumps. You've got to overcommit a little bit more if you're able to.
Yeah, though they're still more, well, not more than ready. I think these players are still very prepared to try to switch things up and even try to throw each other for a loop with the next stage. I'm more looking at to see when it comes down to these aerials, will we see a lot more confirms? Because obviously you did point it out, they weren't able to fully land it last match, but going into this next one, should we be expecting it? They had that.
Yeah, they definitely will be, because The longer you play, the more warmed up you're going to be getting. Even when you're not on the most familiar of characters, you're still going to be getting more and more warmed up. It's not like you're going to get worse at hitting your confirms as the match goes on, no. But using this Nair a lot, this is not something we saw in the game one, but Mr. Man is able to use as a great spacing tool until you get caught up into the air, but great DI out into the counter hit.
They're still looking, man, often just well, not air dodging, but just dodging straight down to them sides, giving them a tiny bit of advantage. But look at that. Mr.'s range, that slight range is helping out so much, especially when knocking the opponents just looks to try to track. Fortunately, goes the wrong side, but still gets the kill.
And now after that kill, ooh, you can tell this is not the optimal range that Phenom wants to be playing in. They're slowing the pace of the game down, but Roy has the speed to get right back in there and say, no, we're going on fast forward mode, baby. 2x speed.
Let's continue to play it. I feel like I'm watching an episode of The Flash on season 1 before the CGI turned interesting. Now they're moving forward. Not really ever seeing this counter too. That's something that you would think is a little more utilized, right?
Nah, not at this level of play. You've got to be constantly on the offensive. Like I said, it's a good mix-up at times, but Phenom is definitely looking out for that, even when it's not as expected. Mr. Man will get one counter, and you've got to make a count. Now, in the edge guarding, you might need it, but you're not going to see it as often, because I don't think Phenom is ever just going to recover straight up.
That is true. Still, though, Phenom is going to be swiped, almost swiped off the edge, though they were looking to guard that edge. The Fox is freely able to get back on, even without a ship. It's the up air that almost manages to finish it out. But once again, Mr.'s got to be feeling mad. If that would have allowed Fox to live for a third time in a row, I know I would have.
And looking for this combo starter, but instead it's Fox who finds their own. But again, getting the counter hit off of the not frame perfect inputs from Phenom as the spacing. If you miss space, it's always Roy who's in favor because of the district. As now, even with the soft spot, you still set yourself up for some more damage, but Phenom able to land safely, get the rapid jab out. You've got to find this kill somehow, though, fishing for the back air, but instead you're going to be caught again, sent off stage. Ooh, there's the Nair up smash I was looking for.
It's beautiful, but look, freely able to get back on. Phenom almost manages to get it, though. Was expecting something a little different. This is where we go into the phase for that I like to call throw central. As Phenom throws Mr. right out of the map and takes that stock lead, but Roy's always been that character to even it up very quickly.
Oh yeah, it's more than even right now, as all you need is one jab, one uppy at ledge, something to end this Fox immediately. But knowing you're fishing for that, Phenom is able to just push buttons in your face, stuff out your options, make you feel uncomfortable to even swing your sword. Dancing Blade not going to connect, a single jab to establish dominance, but Phenom needs more than that. Phenom needs a big opener right here. They need a juggle situation or something as they get that down air right there, put him on platform. Now you can rack up the damage. 74, if they hit that, that was death. Right now, this is dead even. One good confirm right there. Here's maybe your opportunity, but you whiff it. Now another one. You get the back air to send him off stage, but the shine spike, that's not going to connect. And now you've got to get off stage against Mr. Man. Can you even do it?
And that's the question. One mistake is all they needed. As Phenom takes that win against the Roar.
And just like that, we have a set user. Look at this. Nair into Mistech, into scoop you right up by. That was gone in an instant with the rage as well. That only helped you out. Beautiful stuff right there. There wasn't a lot you could do right there that close to the edge. Now, Phenom showed themselves capable of bringing that back, of clutching it out, even when you're at kill percent against Roy. Is Mr. Man going to be able to clean it out, look for those confirms, be a little safer with fishing? Or is Phenom going to run away with this? That's the question now as we get the bans underway.
I think my bigger question is, what are they going to be paying more attention to? What map is kind of more favorable? They basically played on Battlefield twice, and so now when you get this new idea, when you kind of switch up to the stage, I'm wondering what the idea may be. Honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if we just go to something a little bit more familiar, but some teams, I don't know, some teams like to choose that one map that everybody hates, something that nobody plays with.
Nah, I think they're sticking right to that. As Phenom, I think, oh, actually, we are going to be going to PS2, which I feel like is a product of Mr. Man going, I don't want to deal with those juggles. Phenom, you saw, was getting so much damage. They went from being in a complete losing situation to one tech chase into 74% off of platform extensions with those up airs. Phenom can't be allowed to do that again if you are Mr. Man. So we're going into this on PS2 instead.
Even now, I feel Phenom is starting to get more adept to this match. We saw it very kind of late in. Just that kind of combo, or the string, as you said, that could have been the big kill. Though it wasn't, Phenom is now more than prepared, just already starting to try to get that setup. Doesn't cancel it out, but manages to even up this damage at least.
Yeah, and they're making a lot more, economical movement. With this larger center stage and the smaller platforms, you're able to, oh no, a fully charged forward smash right there. That's a call out if I've ever seen one.
Oh, it's a beautiful one, setting that pace, and well, you know, honestly, I didn't think too much, as you said, you know, the juggles wanted to try and dodge it out. It seems that is exactly what's going on. The Fox now being put more into this mid-distance, and how would you say this spacing is going with these players, because they're looking prepared to kind of give it up and yet close it out.
I mean, with Mr. Man in the lead, it's gotta be them who's getting the better end of this spacing game. However, right here in the center, you can see, oh, Phenom, they're fishing, they want it bad, but they're not able to call out this aggressive aerial approach. Instead, the up smash out of shield. Oh, Mr. Man's running away with this. Phenom needs to find this kill now.
I mean, the parry did help a little, caught their opponent off guard, and before they can force them into the air, they have to do it for a second time. Will we see a third? Not yet, but we do see a beautiful Fox kick, just knocking them out. However, at 98, well, 1-1-2, and having to decide to get back on in. It's still not looking the greatest as it should be, so just knocking out that damage, almost sliding the trade. Maybe a grab might be nice, because your opponent may not be expecting it. They are expecting you to force them back into that air.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of nice tomahawks at times. Fox benefits a lot from that mix-up, but still, the raw up air in neutral, the counter hit that we've been seeing time and time again, these falling up airs from Mr. Man have been defining as they're trying to bait Phenom in with the taunt even, but they can't find the way to get them out of center stage. Phenom is holding on here, not overcommitting on these platforms until they finally get parried into grab.
Yeah, but I just feel the patient game is really working out, though that damage is there, and, well, they're able to eventually, with the tip of the toe, with the tip of the Nike, able to end you out. Though, look at that, Mr. is still ready to try and take the lead in this, but, oh no. That was
just like that. Just like that, Phenom has the lead. But a nice hit-chase situation right there, catching the landing off of that neutral air dodge. Now, the falling up air punish, though. Like I said, a signature of Mr. Man's game plan, and Phenom is catching on.
I'm seeing some Ultra Instinct sign coming. These players are starting to read each other. The parries are becoming common ground. But the bigger point is that they are playing around their shields. They are knocking each other very high, but both of them, one mistake can cost it all. We see the swipe knocking to the side, blocking the shield, wanting to play a little more patient. Even though these characters are extremely fast, they want to respect each other as much as possible. So you have to be careful, because Phenom is looking to catch you slipping.
Oh, the forward tilt gonna send you off. You've got to get back onto stage, but a perfect side be perfectly spaced. But now you've got to recover straight up. Oh no!
Phenom did it too late.
Of all the ways to end it, a misinput. How unfortunate. Oh, that's gotta hurt. But Mr. Man, they take those, and Mississippi State continues their win streak, if by only a tiny bit. Try to jump up and up B, but maybe just, I don't know, finger slip. Either way, if you get to the last hit, last stock situation in your SD, it hurts, but you were in last hit, last stock for a reason.
Man, of a way to end this, it was no spike, it was no, punishing a mistake, rather a player just slipping out on their own. The most common issue, I think, when it goes down to these levels, which is quite ironic. I feel sometimes it's themselves that end up that defeat in the end.
Yeah, that... It can be tough. It can be very tough. But, ooh, you were talking about the spacing game? That was phenomenal right there. Calling out the forward air with an up smash, just as big, but twice as deadly. And, one last look at this. Yeah. Did not mean to do that at all. As soon as that side B didn't grab ledge, it might as well been over for them. Oh, they tried to make it, and sometimes you think Fox would be able to. Fox, it seems, can recover from almost anywhere, but even they cannot work miracles like that. Phenom going down 8 points to 2. Not an insurmountable lead. All you need is one good game right here, as Miso is coming in from the side of Mississippi, taking on Beastly. Now, Beastly, they are on that Ness, and we've seen some amazing Nesses thus far today.
I will agree, but technically it's only been like one Ness, right?
Oh, wait, yeah, you weren't... That was Sep with here earlier. Plenty of Nesses to go around, and if you've been sticking around the EGF stream for so long, thank you for all that. Thank you all for the support. Yeah. But yeah, you have seen a lot of good Ness players thus far, and Beastly is no exception. If I remember correctly, Beastly is the Ness player who has an utter mastery over PK Fire, and a lot of people say, like, oh, PK Fire, PK Fire. You should see the combos they were hitting with this. Now, I may be misremembering. I've seen a lot of Ness players lately. Hey, we're in the Wi-Fi era kind of again. But listen, just wait a minute. Just wait until you can see what Beastly does. They are on UT Arlington for a reason.
Yeah, you know, though you say that, I still am... I'm so scared. I mean, though the scorelines remain into 8-2, this is only going into the third match, so we're not getting... Are we getting into that position where this could technically be unwinnable for Arlington? I want to say no.
No,
but like,
not at all.
But what if it's restock?
I mean, if you somehow manage to 3-stock them, then sure. However, based on how these matchups are going, are you really expecting a 3-stock right now? I don't think so.
No, you're absolutely right. I think I'm paying way too much attention to the possibility. These players only live in the absolute. And, well, they're more than ready as we go to Smashville as the first map when it goes down to these sides. No, I'm interested to see what is the pace of the game. We've seen a little bit of slow, we've seen a little bit of fast, and obviously it may be a bit more character dependent, but well, we know a possible matchup that's going in. So what do you feel this pace may be?
So the pace is definitely going to be fast, I think. It all depends on who this other character is. I have not seen Miso in a long time. It's honestly driving me crazy not being able to remember. But the thing about Smashville, it is either an extraordinarily fast stage or an extraordinarily slow one, because the platform provides zoners with an insurmountable defense option with that huge center platform that most characters just can't get around. Ness is one of the few exceptions, being able to drift in with magnet combos. However, it is not infallible. That's not the perfect approach. Meanwhile, if Smashville is also a very tiny stage, not a lot of places to run away. So if you have two scrappy characters, they're going to be on top of each other the entire time.
Oh, very, very true. I mean, luckily these players, they get a second to breathe, and they're very much wanting to see no button check needed, which means that, well, Kilo, we're going to be going right into the match. We're going to be able to see if that information you gave out is going to be, hopefully, word for word correct. Now, Ike, Ness, two characters, two different styles. It's a good look, have fun, as they get ready to throw at each other. But, I mean, why the Ike and not the Crom, if I could ask that?
I mean, besides them being vastly different characters, it is more stage control, bigger aerials, and honestly, I don't want to say better confirms, but often Ike players feel they're a little more consistent with them because it's just fewer hits, and it's so much easier to hit that stray hit in neutral. Even though Crom much faster able to get in, And the other reason, Ike has a much better recovery mix-up than Chrom does. As, ooh, you're able to get all the way, drifting way past that PK Fire, or PK Thunder, and now you fish for the ledge trap. Can you find it? No, that forward tilt not connecting.
Oh, you're able to get back onto the stage. No worries needed. So, look at that. Beautiful smack, little bit of a pat to the back, knocking you off. No walk the dog, as Ike is really just going to be sent back. Miso, poor soul, maybe taking disadvantage, but now back into this even fight. I'm liking how Beastly is just looking to be as swift as possible. Very much looking for confirms and, well, strings, if I can say.
Oh, yeah. As now, using that forward air to send him off again. The one thing is that you have a lot of characters struggle with Ness's disjoints because he gets right in your face. However, Ike is one character who can obviously contend with them. Now an opportunity to counter, but even though they shield that up air, they're not there in time to get that spike. You don't want to go too far off stage against Ness. You just want to go for this 2-frame, because if you hit it, they might just die. You know they're ready with that confirm in the up tilt. Gonna send them up once again. Beastly, can you get the forward tilt? No! No follow up yet. Ooh.
I mean, with the amount of damage that Miso does, I feel not going for the 2-frame is a little bit ridiculous. Though now, being caught by the Ness isn't going to be feeling too good. That shield giving them a second. PK Thunder going into the map. Like still very much having this field to play, but it's the yo-yo that almost manages to finish it out.
Yeah, using the yo-yo is a much more traditional up smash instead of just a edge trapping tool. Is now, use the back air to send them straight off stage, and the up B calls out your jump as well. A great disjointed option. You just smack that PK magnet straight out of there. But going deep like that is going to be your folly, your downfall. Quite literally, as you're down a stock.
Knocking themselves to the ground, you poor soul, as we see Miso being thrown on, more onto the edge, now being guarded. I mean, I could get back, so that's not really the point that I'm more worried about. It's just the fact that they are holding their shields, and yet it's Miso the one getting the edge with so much damage in their back pocket. Is it really worth it?
Yeah, pressuring, that was very nice. I love that empty land jab that they're going for occasionally. You don't want to always land with an aerial, because that leads to those parries we were seeing in that last game. As that call out on the roll, ooh, that's a move straight out of Ganondorf's playbook. As you come down with this sweeping up smash, finish them off. And Ike, Miso, is going to put more points on the board for Mississippi State.
And doing so in a very, not swift, but I would say strong fashion. The Ness, sometimes I feel, he gains that control of the game, or maybe that's just because I've been seeing way too many players who are really good at Ness start shining. Miso seems to be prepared to play against it.
I mean, yeah, you've got to in this online era, as you do get sent off again. Oh, I mean, here's the thing. Overall, it felt like the most lethal thing about Miso was not their aerial usage. It was when they chose not to use the aerials. When they chose not to jump, every time that Ness jumped and Ike didn't, it was almost like a death sentence. And this was a little bit overzealous. Miso still got the win, but it was still, a little bit too far off from actually connecting right there. But yeah, calling out those jumps with anti-airs, with up Bs, has been brutal. Oh no! Look at that.
That's the size of an ice cream sandwich, if you ask me.
Oh, the get-up invincibility right there, saving Ness's life, as Beastly is able to scrap it out. Now, going into this, Beastly looks to put some points on the board. If Arlington doesn't win it here, then it's going to get a lot more difficult as Beastly goes to the Rob.
I love seeing the Rob. I talked about the Rob earlier, at least, when it was the Bowser area. And Rob's a really good character. Just look, already being able to match Ike when it comes down to the jab strength. But it's pretty much managing to get their hits, managing to play through. How does this Rob do well against the Ike?
Oh man, you've got to make use of every single opening you get. And well, once you get them off stage, Rob has the tools to end Ike, who has, well, a very slow charge up unless you want to just die, but calling out that aggressive option. They tried to up air instead of just grabbing ledge, and that's a cool mix-up for sure, but it didn't lead to a lot. Air dodging away to avoid that, and they're going to just die for that because the platform was not there as soon as they would have hoped.
You're right, and, well, looking to get back onto that stage, matching the grab, but gets caught out. Not going to be feeling too great. Did they just grab Rob's own ability?
Yeah.
Such a common thing you should be able to do, and yet you never see it too often.
Oh, yeah. As now... Ooh, that laser from the blast zone. Miso well aware of that threat, as they are playing this matchup exactly as they should, calling out the fact that Rob sometimes has trouble landing like that, catching them out with that very disjointed up air, that kill move. Now you have a solid stock lead, and this is looking a little bit desperate now for UT Arlington.
Now, I know they said that they were prepared, but this seems a little bit excessive. I mean, the Ike now just kind of being forced onto that ledge, finally gets some footing, though that grab is going to be catching Michael Jackson, the smooth criminal, the ghost himself. We do see Beastly starting to find a better pace. Look at that, Miso being thrown into the air, that beam. It does end up going the wrong side, but, well, Beastly, I think, is finally finding what they want to do.
Ooh. Calls out that early mash out with the up tilt. Now, where do you go from here? How do you find this kill? Rob has no shortage of options. Trying to confirm that nair into a forward air, set up an edge guard situation. If you're able to hit the gyro here, that'd be nice. But no, they just barely miss hitting that up B. The snipe. Can you get any more?
No, just barely going to miss that out. It came extremely close, and Beastly is going to wish that that landed, because look at this, Miso managing to hit with the back of the sword, launching into the air. Will this be one more juggle? It's a missed grab, and, well, they're more dancing around each other than anything. They're hoping the other one just walks into the attack. It seems that Beastly not moving out of the way of it costs them that match.
No sympathy for
2
me.
up smashes, 2 final hits, 2 kills, more than 2 points on the board right there for Miso. That was beautiful. And again, I've got to give all the credit to their empty lands. When you jump and don't pick an option. And that time, that was not an empty land. That was spacing that back air and then spot dodging the grab. Beautiful stuff right there. But so often they land and then immediately run up and grab, and Beastly just wasn't ready for that option. The landing tilts, the landing grabs, or just using the disjoints, because Rob, as good as they are, all of their disjointed options only happen after a significant startup. And so in the boxing, and you could say the same of Ike, but Ike's are just far more disjointed than Rob's could ever dream to be. I mean, it's... Just look at this. Ooh, you tried to fastball past that? No, you don't, son.
It's just what it is. It's Smash Bros. At its finest. Now, taking that lead, Arlington now looking like the underdogs they're meant to be. While they may not be looking good in points, I definitely feel they're not going to be too worried. Their next player is going to be Yosufu, and I think we got some good information on them.
Yeah, if there's any player who can turn this around for them, it's Yosufu, who has been the star player, one of the star players of Mississippi State for a long time. Simon Belmont aficionado right here. Efficient, clean in their ledge traps. I have seen times where Yosufu literally sets up situations where the opponent cannot play the game. If Yosufu will steal your jump off stage, they won't overcommit, they will not set themselves up to fail. No, Yosufu will literally throw the same holy fire at the same position on the same ledge and edge guard you for a minute straight. And even though they're only doing like 2% each time, if they perform it frame perfectly, you cannot recover. I've seen them do it before.
Ooh. But, I mean, Davy's coming in. And Davy, you know, I feel Davy's had a very consistent performance throughout the many matches that they've gone in.
Yeah, Davy on this Pokemon trainer has been a terror. for most of the EGF. I mean, all of the PTs are good. I don't know what about it. When you decide, when it comes to you in your heart to pick up PT, you're already a good player. That just must be it. But either way, all the PTs have been amazing. It's a good character in good hands, and Davey is already proving themselves to be one of the best. Can they continue that though here? Because they need this win, and they need it badly.
How badly?
Because, I mean, look at this, 2-13. You need to not only beat Yosufu, but beat Yosufu in style. No one does that. So you need to at least set up your teammates, so whoever the last member of Mississippi State is going to be, that they have a better chance of winning out handedly. Because otherwise, Mississippi is just going to play their lead.
Man, you know, this puts Arlington in a very tough situation that I don't think any one of them really want to be in, but with no choice other than to push forward and look to try and take out your opponents. And especially, I do believe PS2 being the map, it's really just going to be a bathroom break that gives them that room to settle down and figure out how they want to go.
Yeah. But while we wait on that, I do just want to take a minute to consider where they can go in this matchup, because PT, what we have been seeing all night, has been the Ivysaur being the star of the show. And I think that is a good choice. They have two very good options for getting back onto stage. Either the Super Armor of Charizard's recovery, or the, the Tether recovery of Ivysaur. Now, with Ivysaur, you obviously have the option to get some nice tether turnarounds. You can fake people out. However, if you use that option too early off stage, then you can be forced to switch. And I feel like Yosufu thrives on recoveries that have travel time. Instant recoveries that can sometimes trip up Yosufu, though not that often. But up Bs, like the Charizard, can get out there on the Pyramithra. Okay, take back everything I said.
Hey, I still, some parts of that can still land as long as you just don't throw yourself on the edge. Starting out with the Mithra as well. Does the kind of Pokemon trainer really translate to this?
I mean, in the fact that they're both top tiers, yes, but they're vastly different characters. And the one thing you've got to watch out for is the use of foresight to get through Yosufu's maze of projectiles. When you hit a good spot dodge, when you get that, you're going to be in a very good position to punish them. So you can't be throwing out projectiles willy-nilly. You've got to be willing to scrap with this character a lot more. As you can see, that the down throw into the up air right there. Yosufu with great drift to set up for that combo. Already Davey in a bit of a deficit, but they set up with that down air, but they're not able to follow up on it thanks to the cross coming back to save Yosufu.
Yos is so prepared to throw everything at Davey, stopping them from getting back on. We do see them freely get onto the stage. However, it was just a trap. It was a bait, and it was a Kerbuckle as the, up B doesn't manage to kill, but they kind of return back onto the stage, just looking to fight like Pokemon themselves. Or how does Yofu confirm this kill when already 2 hits land that are pretty decent, don't kill?
I mean, they've got setups out the wazoo. The question is, how do you find them? A little mix-up like that, throwing down that as a smoke screen to cover up your forward air, but finding and exploiting this edge guard is the main kicker. Because Mithra, not an amazing recovery. If they're forced to side B, most characters can almost guarantee a kill. And I'm not sure Yosufu can, but they can still get a ton of damage off of it.
And now it looks like they're getting some good guarding opportunities, though it is going to swap in favor of Davey, especially with the grab. Pyra has just gone back into the stage, and wait, no, Mithra, I get the colors confused. No, they tricked me. That's actually so smart.
Yeah, as now, they've read a drop throw off the platform. That's not going to happen instead. Avoid that blazing end. Going back onto the Mithra like there, that is what you need to be doing.
not giving any space or room. We do see that small bit of trickery not really working out in Davy's own favor, getting hit with the Holy Fire being thrown off. That's a guard if I've ever seen one. Wasn't getting the chance to confirm that kill, but look at that. Switching back over to Pyra, hoping to just get this confirm on the kill, but caught up by the axe is not a good sign.
And this pixel-perfect technique is forcing them to try and recover high more and more. They're throwing off the Holy Fire so it drifts off the ledge like Steve's down tilt. You're finally able to get the tilt. 2 stocks on the board right now. Davey needs a lot more than that. Nair, chunking through them. This is getting dicey right now as Yosefu sends you off stage again. Opportunity for a Gimp. No, the Prominence Revolt goes up and over the edge.
Just looking, trying to get back on the stage, looking for that opportunity, especially with the Holy Water up, but I guess Davey just does not care what damage lands on them. They may start to regret it now as they struggle to get back onto the stage. Eventually they do, but at 80%, I've got to wonder, what do you do to get that finisher? What do you do to bring back that damage when Yos is looking to finish you off?
Now, get the down throw already. Where do you go from here? Trying to avoid that punishment. Set you off the stage. Yosefu tethering right back on, but Yosefu has to be breathing heavy right now. Davey has managed to claw their way back into this after Yosefu had a clean 2 stocks up.
Yep, but they placed the Holy Fire. It's going on to that side. The hammer, not the hammer, the axe catches it out. Another Holy. We're getting crazy in here. No vampires tonight, but it does seem, no matter what, it is going to be extremely effective as that swipe. My goodness, how ironic. They're both mocking back into the middle, but it's the air that makes the difference.
Now Yosefu puts more points on the board for Mississippi State. UT Arlington, this is not unwinnable for them. However, you have to consider they would need to play perfectly against Mississippi State, who's been giving them a run for their money all night. I mean, more than a run for their money, it's a marathon.
I mean, you said it best when it goes down to the idea of perfectly. I feel that, you know, perfection is a one-in-a-lifetime experience that people get. You know, the moment when your adrenaline kicks in, all your muscle memory and knowledge just goes off. You turn into Sakurai yourself. You're playing the game with your toes. It's getting so easy. But unfortunately, we are not in that type of timeline. We're here looking at extremely competitive players going head-to-head. And though that color difference was very much catching me off guard at times, I wonder if it affected Yos a little.
Maybe the tiniest bit, but I'm not sure. Yosefu is not the kind of person to get tripped up by such trivialities. As we start off on the Mythra once again, I didn't see any use of the Foresight. I saw it maybe once last game, but if you're able to find a way to use that Foresight in a grounded measure, I think that is definitely a good way. Calling out the uppie with the Nair. That Nair, one of Mythra's best poking tools right there, but you're being comboed all over the place. There, use the Foresight to get the landing. Woo!
They still get tossed into the air. The Holy Fire, the corners are set. However, they are able to get fresh back on. You gotta respect Simon's own recovery, able to get right back on. Still, though, you're kind of stuck playing into this edge game. When your grab misses, that's not ever going to be a kill, but it does help lead into one that may be.
Good tilt right there. Gonna send you off again. Forced to side B, punished hard. That is the mentality that has been happening again and again. Ooh, good drift onto ledge though after that far away uppie. You have them off stage. Oh, they tried to use the lingering hitbox right there. They're still able to get the Prominence Revolt, but no kill. Not at this percent. And eventually the up smash will finish you off.
I don't know if you want to be jumping anymore, but I also don't know if you really want to be playing on the ground anymore. It seems no matter what, somebody is getting punished, and it doesn't matter who. Though, holding out your shield does lead into the grab, and that's what they're really looking out for. Yos is just doing a good job of just setting themselves up for victory, at least when it comes down to comboing into these attacks.
gosh. Oh! Getting the 2-frame right there, though. Mithra's ledge grab is so slow, it's not even a 2-frame. There's got to be one heck of a window right there, as they're able to try to avoid that. What you've got to understand right now is Yosefu is playing with fire. You've got to avoid this down air. Even at this percent, it'll still kill, but instead you chase them all the way off. No time to switch to Mithra at all. Davey obliterated. Yosefu firmly establishes Mississippi's dominance. They are guaranteed a win right now, and well, UT Arlington has been the new kid on the block who seems to do no wrong, but they have finally met more than their match here in the reigning champions, Mississippi State.
Showing off an incredibly close game. I mean, that was the fourth match, and most, if not all of them, if I remember correctly, went that extra step, went to that third, which doesn't happen very often against Mississippi.
It certainly doesn't. But Mississippi, they clearly came prepared for this matchup. Let us not underestimate them. Oh, it still hurts to look at. But yeah, we cannot underestimate what Mississippi has done here. Obviously, people have been questioning Mississippi's dominance. They lost a set. They lost a match to George Washington. They lost a set to UConn. Is Mississippi still the king? Yeah, they are. Proving that here and now. Against, sorry, UT Arlington. Someone had to be the scapegoat. Someone had to be the demonstration, the punching bag. And unfortunately, you sauntered up and said, hey, we're only scared of Mississippi. And Mississippi showed you why you need to be scared of them.
I agree. Even Titans often have their slip-ups, and well, they're looking to set that pace. They want to stop any rumors that they're slowing down. And for the last match, we'll be seeing Army Oil going up against Mississippi's own Connor.
Yeah, Army Ollie is an amazing Olimar. The captain of the team, been playing Smash for, hold on, let me check, at least almost a decade now, and they show it. They are so well practiced on this Olimar. I think it's been their main all throughout the years, but hey, I can't say that for certain. However, going up against Connor Sanders is a feat all in of itself. The Yoshi extraordinaire who will chunk you down in an instant. We'll see how they're able to fare here and now as we're getting onto our stage. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be PS2. Where else could it end?
I mean, we've got the Yoshi versus the Pigmans, or Olimar, if you really want to be going up with the technical name, though. I feel the true fight lies into the characters that are being thrown into the yellow Yoshi. And I mean, how does this matchup really look? I feel the Yoshi is too fast for the Olimar to keep up with, and yet the Olimar is still managing to land through.
It doesn't matter if they're too fast. Olimar doesn't need to catch you. You need to come to them because they have the lead. Why do they have the lead? Because they're constantly throwing Pikmin on you, racking up the damage, whacking their little foreheads against you, and that noggin plug. I mean, Yoshi is infamous for using that forehead for some, straight up war crimes at times. But even so, even when you use that forward air as the approach, you're still always at a % deficit against this Olimar, as the double purple is already online. Army is so efficient in getting this setup on, and purple is the only Pikmin with a hitbox when thrown, and you can use it to cover your approach back on the stage just like that.
I mean, but is Army even playing Smash? Almost looks like they're going onto a stroll, beautifully just looking to play around. The Yoshi, being the engager, is not finding that sweet and sour spacing that they really need.
Yeah, is now. Woo. They get the damage racking up. The egg roll is not the approach you would have wanted right there. You do roll over one of the Pikmin, but that's not enough. As, oh my gosh, Army Ollie just throwing out down air after down air. That was like 4 down airs off the stage. None of them connect, but it forces Connor Sanders into a weird recovery pattern.
I mean, eventually one will land, but it's about the resources that you're throwing out. You know, you're showing that you've got a good foot soldiers throwing out to the ground, going to the wall. Though not long enough to eventually smash through when you do lose one of your purple. Connor is not finding any ground to get a good smash or even use that head that they're famously known for. However, as I say so, it is going to be one last thought that sends to the Shadow Realm.
Yep, that up smash. I mean, it's brutal right there, but you're going to need more than that. Look at the deficit that they're at. One good read from Army Ollie will be their death. Luckily, you've taken away their purples. That's a lot of their kill power, but the forward smash is still lethal on any Pikmin you go with. And they've got the blue online as well, and up throw might just kill as well. But, ooh, up air off ledge? That's going to chunk on even more damage, 163 already. You can tell Army Ollie, they're playing it slow. They're okay to slow this pace of the game down, because again, the story of the game continues. You have to approach them. It doesn't matter how fast you are.
Almost became incredibly risky. That parry not having a chance, but look at this damage rack up for the poor Yoshi. Gone into the grab. That is a kill confirmed. Now,
yeah, that blue Pikmin, it powers up your throws tremendously. And that is how they could guarantee that kill, even with a character as heavy as Yoshi. As the white Pikmin as well racks up the damage so fast, you have to down B to get it off of you, but you're still at 110%. Oh, I thought they didn't have a jump. They're able to get back.
Now, we have to see what they do, because they're at high stock. They do have the blue Pikmin, which means that grab can lead into a kill, but do they feel the need to even do so? It's just gonna hit you, miss that chance to stop you from getting back on the stage, and the Yoshi Connor now having a little bit more room. Has to be incredibly careful, because Pikmin is still there at the grab! It leads into the kill.
Right off the top right there. Sending you back into space for the night to rethink your choices before you're down the next day to give it another shot. As, I mean, the amount of times I've seen them with double purple is brutal, but it wasn't always double purple. At times they had double blue, and I can't claim to know the intricacies of every Pikmin lineup. However, I do know Army Ollie does. They are one of the most practiced players we have in this league, and they're demonstrating it here and now against Connor Sanders.
That was really good. I think learning experience when it comes down to how that Yoshi should be played. So give me a bit of that more educational moment, because the Olimar was finding the Yoshi out a lot of times. How does the Yoshi even look when they are the person who has to press forward?
I mean, the approach is difficult. People have been debating the age-old question of how do you approach Olimar since the dawn of time. Now, most people say, oh, well, any move will clank with the up smash, you just gotta do it. No. Army Ollie is always spacing around that. Knowing that you can clank with their smash attacks does not do you any favors, because you still are always getting racked up damage, so you want to be approaching, you want to be throwing out aerials, but Olimar excels in with punishing those aerials.
I can see what you mean, but Connor seems to not really want to care if the Pikmin are being thrown out. I mean, notice how they continue to push forward, though this ends up leading to being at a red percentage, already caught by a little lightning boy, and, well, smashed to the ground. It's not really going to be looking the best, but hey, you're still alive, you're still feeling fine. I mean, your stock's gone, but I don't think you need to worry.
Yeah. Now, you're once again racking up the damage. Ooh, this is the power of Olimar. From across the stage, they can do a combo to you without even throwing out a move besides side bait. And now they get the edge guard situation with the double purples. These two hitboxes are such a threat, but Connor Sanders has no fear. They rush right in the bulwark, just smashing straight through Army Ollie's defenses for but a moment before Army Ollie puts up the wall once again.
Still feeling relatively fine. The Yoshi is able to at least force this Olimar now off the stage, leading into that beautiful thinking cap, working out so well, the head smash now. But still, Connor is not leaving these fights unscathed. I mean, they're not even necessarily going at and hitting each other, but still, Connor is the one who's getting taken with the most damage.
And now, you're pretty much always playing at a percent deficit against Olimar, and that means you have to be extra careful in those juggle situations. You get caught without a jump, you know Army Ollie's gonna hit you hard for it. Now you've got them at ledge. How are you going to trap them? No, that ain't it. Army Ollie's going to run straight to the other side. Tries to read a DI in with that up smash, but it's not going to come out. Either way, they're still holding on to the lead.
They're throwing it far and wide. Army, where was this earlier? Where was this before? You've always just shown the shine, but something new has awakened inside you as you don't let that head manage to break you down, and now you're stopping. They do have the blue pigment, so one grab could lead to the end, but it doesn't even seem like they wanted. They used the blue pigment to kill, but not in the way that we see.
Army Ollie was in Connor Sanders' head. How many times did they get a juggle read by double jumping up and committing to an up air like that? Kaboom! Reading your full DI out, just trying to get away. Using Yoshi's tremendous aerial momentum was still not enough to escape the disjointed. I mean, Olimar's a sword character, don't let anyone lie to you. Like, just... I hope we get to see the other replay here, but no, this was a great confirm by Connor. Popping them up with the down air and then finishing them off, but I want to see it. Where was it? They throw them up and then full committing right here into that up air. They're so confident in their reads on how Connor Sanders wants to land.
It's just as expected, Mamoru Uchiha once said, as Army manages to take a couple more points. Mississippi, they may be the victors, but they are not leaving unscathed. 18-8 is an impressive scoreline, not one to look down on. They may want those points back, but we'll have to see what they do around the next time. Either way, we'll have a chance to be able to talk with a player of Mississippi, be able to see what they want to say, what knowledge they may have, and how it felt going up against Arlington. So make sure you don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with an interview. It's the warm-up that we all wanted to see, the match that brought out the sweat and made us wonder who was going to be coming out on top. It seemed that Mississippi were more than ready to be able to bring it in, as we are joined by Miso. How are you doing after such an exciting series?
Pretty good, pretty good. We were pretty confident going into this, so I'm pretty happy with how we performed today.
Now, about that confidence, I mean, obviously you're the reigning champions, but after UT Arlington had come into the league undefeated and had been coming for your throats, calling you out in multiple interviews, how were you, did you prep at all? Like, how were you feeling against them besides just pure confidence?
We had a lot of respect for them, so when we came into preparing for this, we had our matchups. We prepared who was going to go against who, accordingly. I was very comfortable against Ness. Mr. May was very confident going against Fox, and we just had to prepare the matchups accordingly, and that's how I think how we did so well. Because we respect them as a pretty good team.
I definitely can understand that, and honestly, that's great. Sometimes if you underestimate an opponent, they'll manage to get the better end. So, I'm more curious. Was this match more of a kind of, well, not more of, but does this feel like a statement for every other team to listen out for Mississippi now?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it's okay to drop sets, but I think at the end of the day, we'll probably end up on top.
And I remember asking you all at the very beginning of the season how it felt to have a target on your back when you came into the season as the reigning champ. Now that we're closing in on the end of the spring split, not quite yet, but we're almost there. How are you feeling now? Have you really deserved that target on your back, and have you worn it proudly?
I mean, honestly, it's fine. Everyone wants to see the king fall down, but I think hopefully today we prove that just taking out UT Arlington, and then in our future games that, we'll perform.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully respect. I just want to say, that was an incredibly close match, and so at least for me, my final question is going to be, when you're watching your teammates and you guys are noticing you're going to the third stage so continuously, how do you stay calm? Because for me, at least, I know I'm just pumping up. I'm like, how are they still going?
Just in between sets, and we always give each other advice, like instant advice, even the small mistakes you make. Our leader Connor Sanders, he's the one that's always giving us advice on how to play, how we should go into these matchups. So, which is very knowledgeable of what we should and what we shouldn't do, and along with hyping us up and stuff. So with knowledge and emotionally, and and with the good advice, it's just great.
Yeah, it's very good to hear that respect for you, Captain. I'm glad you all have that sense of community, sense of team building where everyone is doing their part. But for now, congrats again on this win, and thank you so much for doing this interview, Misa.
Yeah, no problem.
And with that, we are going to be wrapping up for this game, but we still have one more set tonight. EGFC is not done, so stick around. Me and User Intel will be back in about 10 minutes with one final set of Smash for the night.